The young Tom sighed, looking out the window of his two-legged den. Kira, what's beyond the fence? He asked innocently.
But she lifts her head with a yawn, drowsily looking out the window. Nothing too exciting, I'm sure. Certainly not a warm bed, that much I know.
He frowned. Well, it's not very exciting here either, he pouted out, hopping off the window's ledge.
Kira watches the kit go with a sigh. Don't go beyond the fence, she shouts after him.
Yeah, I know, he said as he padded away. There's nothing exciting beyond it anyways, he stated again. The young Tom's eyes squinted as the sun fell on his maw. His ears twitched when he heard rustling under a nearby bush. Who's there? He called out. His ears went flat when a robin shot out from under the bush, a worm successfully in its beak. Stupid bird, he hissed out under his breath, his fur flattening as he headed for the fence.
Olivepaw would sneak across the unfamiliar place, careful not to make a sound as she looked around in curiosity. This is nothing like what Redstorm talks about, she whispers.
The Tom watched as a figure crawled around the familiar logs. Who is that? He said, ready to hop down and give chase to the unknown, until a thundering voice rang out from his home. Cole! Dinner! He caught the end of the shadowy figure fleeing. Dang it! I was gonna scare them off my territory, he mewed, hopping down with a proud smile and heading inside.
Kira looks up from her food, looking over at Cole as he came in. You're normally here before the two-leg calls. What took so long this time?
He lifted his head. I was watching over our home, he declared proudly before planting his maw into the food bowl, scarfing down the wet cat food. He scarfed down the food, his mind thinking of the robin with the worm in its beak, and with that, every bite began to taste worse and worse. He shook out his fur, letting out a yawn as he headed over to his mother, curling up next to her, taking up much more space than he used to when he was a kid. Cole woke up slowly, blinking the sleep from his eyes. What time is it? He said, hearing the faint chirps of birds outside. Drowsily, he headed out of the house, heading for his normal spot on the fence. He watched as the sun began to cover the fallen logs, like usual. The perfect, non-exciting day, he sighed out. His ear turned as he heard the rustling of the bush behind him. Is that bird back? He questioned aloud. Guess the early bird does get the worm, he joked to himself.
She would poke her head from the thicket. Well, this bird didn't get a worm. She jumped out, shell swaying. Was he a friend of yours?
He turned sharply, looking at the bird hanging from the feline's maw. No, he whispered out before clearing his throat. No, he wasn't a friend, for your information. He looked away.
Oh, that's a relief. So you won't mind if I eat him? She teased, curious about the small-sized cat as she giggled.
He turned again. I do mind. He was my catch. I've been trying to catch that darn swift bird for weeks, he howled out, hopping down. How did you even catch him? He said, his maw drooling at the bird.
She flicked her head, questioning. You're kidding, right? This bird ain't swift. It's fat and slow, like an overfed Kittypet.
He tilted his head. Yeah, sure. Maybe he was fat, and maybe a little slow, but he was a conniving robin, he said, stomping his paw. So I'm surprised you even caught him. What even is a Kittypet? And what even are you? I mean, where did you even come from? You're not from around here, and you smell like trash, he snorted out.
She giggled. You're a funny little cat, aren't you? She leaped to the fence. Guess you'll have to catch me first. Then you'll get your answer. She prances off, past the fences.
He hesitated for a moment, before giving chase and leaping after the kitty. Get back here and answer my question! He rubbed his head. Ow! What was that? He looked up to see another cat, much bigger than the last, towering over him. Now who are you? She said, already in a cranky mood, having to find her apprentice in the Kittypet area. I'm Cole, he said nervously, backing up from the large she.
She looked around. I let him here, Lapis'Star. I'm sorry. He doesn't mean any kind of harm. He's just a Kittypet.
He ran here? You chased my Thunderclan apprentice and almost caught her? You didn't get scared? She calmed down slightly. Yeah, I almost caught her, he boasted, and I would have caught her too if I didn't run into you. He lifted his head, his fear gone. And she stole my bird, he yelled out like a kit tattletaling.
Now, Olivepaw, did you steal Cole's bird in his territory? She turned to his apprentice. We have plenty of prey in our territory. Her tone was still cold.
She shook her head. I caught it fair and square. A Kittypet wouldn't be able to catch a bird anyway. They only eat whatever the two legs give you. She stuck her tongue out.
I was waiting for my perfect moment to catch it, he snorted out, crouching down like he was stalking prey. And I would have gotten it and protected my territory from its wrath.
That takes a lot of training, especially doing it yourself. Do you even know how to fight, little warrior? She teased.
Yes? I mean, no. Do you? Can you teach me? He meowed out excitedly.
Why would a Kittypet even want to learn to fight? Unless... She paused, looking at Lapis'Star.
She chuckled. I see how you think, Olivepaw. She looked at Cole. If you really want to know how to fight, you can come with us. But leave your life in that house behind. You will be cold, hungry, and wish you would go back. But you must stay. She left it threatening almost.
Leave? He echoed out. To do what, exactly? Join you two? And go where?
It's not just us. It's a whole group of us. Thunderclan. A clan of strong, loyal, and brave cats. It's nothing like your life here. She struck a pose proudly.
Thunderclan? A bunch of cats? He said, his eyes shining. That sounds so exciting! He said, his tail flicking. Where is Thunderclan?
She nodded. Yes, it has a lot of cats and fresh kill, but you must follow our code. Follow us, Cole. You can come with us now, or never get this choice again, as that thunder path is dangerous.
He shook out the nervousness from his paws. I want to. He looked back at his house. This is it. This is for me, he thought to himself. Let's go!
She stopped at the entrance of her clan. This is Thunderclan, your new home.
Lapis'Star, there you are. Who is that? She hissed under her breath, staring threateningly at the Kittypet.
She looked at Redstorm. This is Cole. He will be living here now. He will learn the ways and train along with Olivepaw. She said warningly to Redstorm, protecting Cole slightly.
You've set your mind to this? She said, swaying her tail threateningly, glaring her amber eyes at the leader.
Yes, I'm sure of it. In fact, we will make it official in the eyes of StarClan, she chirped as she flicked her tail to Olivepaw to take Cole as she walked towards the rock.
Cole followed closely beside Olivepaw, his tail twitching nervously. What's happening? He whispered to Olivepaw.
I think Lapis'Star is about to make your welcome official. Hurry, we shouldn't be late. She tapped her paws in excitement. I wonder what your apprentice's name will be.
All cats old enough to hunt prey gather around High Rock for a clan meeting. The she yowled as she looked down at Cole.
Come on, let's go sit next to Silverpaw, she whispered.
Cole, under our code and under the guidance of StarClan, you will learn how to hunt, fight, and care for others. This clan is starving, but I believe you will bring prey to us. Now it is time.
The young Tom looked at the ThunderClan leader, not wanting to stray far from Olivepaw, but felt his paws moving forward anyways.
From this day on, until you receive your warrior name, you will be known as Robinpaw. I asked StarClan to watch over you and guide you until you find in your paws the strength and courage of a warrior.
She puts her paws up in a thumbs up kind of motion, even though she didn't have thumbs. You got this, she mouthed.
My deputy and I will take you on as our apprentice. Blackblizzard and I will mentor you and train you the ways of Thunderclan, and hope StarClan accepts this choice. She walked down to meet with Robinpaw.
His ears flapped. Thank you, Lapis'Star, he mewed out, following the older feline's guide and booping noses with the leader. Congrats, Robinpaw. He turned to face the Grey Tom. Thank you, he mewed out gratefully.
She grabbed the apprentice by the scruff, dragging them away from the Kittypet. I must speak with the leader, she hissed slightly to the apprentice. Lapis'Star, she asked, laying her tail.
He backed up at the tone of the she-cat. Did I do something wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. Redstorm, you mean to speak? Her tone went from soft to cold quickly as she pinned her pupils towards Redstorm.
I'd like to ask a question, she replied, almost baring her teeth.
She began to tap her paws softly against the ground, the nerves of the situation that was currently unfolding getting to her.
She looked around as she looked back at Redstorm. Go ahead. Her tone was slightly on edge with the she's aggression.
Auburn Shade pursed his lips. Someone's cranky.
Blackblizzard made his way beside the apprentice, his large tail covering the young Tom's back.
She glared at the Kittypet. How long have we known this cat? A night or two? Isn't it a little reckless to be accepting him as one of our own? We don't even know who he is, what he is capable of. Enduring an especially hard leaf fall, where prey is so scarce we find ourselves hunting so close to the 2 legs, she hissed, sheathing her claws.
You mean to assault me, Redstorm? This will not be.
You are naive, Lapis'Star. Perhaps even a fool. You expect us to blindly trust this Kittypet. Even after last time? She snarled, holding her head up high.
She got up close to Redstorm, her fur bristling up. No cat would have predicted what that cat would.
Exactly, she lashed back, lashing her tail in anger. And yet you plan to make the same mistake? Thunderclan paid a heavy price the last time.
He looked up, taking a small, brave step forward. I haven't done anything to any cat. Anyone, he yelled out, trying to defend his new mentor.
She turned to the small feline. No, you have not. Perhaps you claim to be a loyal and fierce clanmate. Perhaps you will prove my worries wrong, she said in a sly tone. She inched closer to the cat's face. But my duty is to think of what happens when you aren't who you claim to be, she hissed.
She stood up to Redstorm again. You said your piece, Redstorm. Now sit down. And that's an order, unless any cat means to disrupt me.
She glared at the leader before reluctantly sitting down, muttering to herself.
She looked at the clan. Clan meeting dismiss. The she yelled as she looked at Robinpaw. You didn't do anything wrong. Now you can go meet your clanmates and new den. She mewed softly.
Blackblizzard took a deep breath. Redstorm is a piece of work. Don't worry about her, kid. He let out a low chuckle.
He lowered his head, still feeling it was somehow his fault. Thank you, he mewed softly, following Lapis'Star's order and going to find Olivepaw in his new den. Olivepaw, he mewed out in greeting, gathering himself next to the she, letting out a breath he didn't know he was keeping in.
Hey, Cole! I mean, Robinpaw. She smiled warmly to her new friend. Aren't you excited? You're a Thunderclan apprentice, just like me. She tapped her paws excitedly.
He smiled at the friendly she, shaking out his fur. At least your friendly face. He smiled at the apprentice. Are all the other warriors like Redstorm? He asked nervously.
Olivepaw shakes her head. Well, no. Most of them wouldn't dare speak against Lapis'Star so brazenly. But Redstorm seems to think she runs the place.
He looked into the clearing, seeing the distinct red fur of Redstorm. She freaks me out.
Come on, I'll give you a tour of the camp. It'll be awesome. There's so many cats for you to meet, and just wait until you meet the kids. They'll love you.
Olivepaw, the gravelly voice comes from the bush as the old Tom emerges from the bush.
Oh, Blackblizzard, you're my, mentor, right? He blinks, not sure what a mentor even was.
Blackblizzard chuckled. Yes, I am, kid. Now it's about time your training starts, don't you think?
Training? Well, Lapis'Star said that I could see my... He yipped as he was nudged forward, almost tripping over his paws as he was pushed to the exit of camp.
Come on, kid. It's training time. No Lapis this or Lapis that, the Tom nudged the apprentice. The two felines approached the hollow. The older Tom raised an unclawed paw to swat at the unsuspecting apprentice.
The young Tom let out a surprised gasp, lowering his head, barely dodging the attack by a whisker.
The older Tom was caught off balance at the miss, but quickly recovered as his other paw raised to swat at the apprentice once more, aiming for his head.
Robinpaw was unable to dodge a straightforward attack, and was quickly pinned under the large Tom. Get off! This isn't fair! Is this how you cats train?
Blackblizzard's paw was firm on the apprentice. If you think you can walk into this clan and be accepted like your blood runs here, you're wrong, the Tom hissed. You're just a little nobody Kittypet who decided to stink up our clan and just be another mouth of feed, the Tom snickered.
I am not! He yelled out, desperately, gasping for air under the Tom's weight.
You call me fat?
Yes? I'm not fat! I'm festively plump!
You are too old to ever learn what a true-blooded warrior needs to know. Just scram, go back to your soft-bellied life, and leave this place before you lose your tail.
He dug his claws into the thick-furred Tom. You know nothing about me, he screeched out, determined, kicking his hind legs out and into the Tom, moving him just enough to get out of his grasp.
Blackblizzard grunted as the legs went into his chest. He staggered back as he took a few breaths. He began to let out a breathy laugh.
He took another step back, unsure of the Tom's now changed demeanor. What is going on? He mewed, his voice shaking.
The Tom took a few moments to contain his laughter before walking up to the apprentice. His paw reached the Tom's head and ruffled the Tom's head fur.
You clan cats confuse me, he shuddered out, letting out a soft laugh as well.
I know the clan can be quite confusing for a young Tom like yourself, he moved past the Tom. I've lived 90 moons and it's still confusing. But now's not the time to take a deep dive on the clan's history. If you want to live here, you gotta train to prove it, kid.
On nervous paws and his fur still puffed out, ready to dodge another attack, he followed, ready to learn.
Blackblizzard entered camp with a hop in his step. Good job, kid. Get some rest. And if you get sore, go to Moontide. She probably has something to help.
He slowly trudged into camp, his paws heavy from the long training session, learning the ways of the code and keeping up with Blackblizzard's long strides. His eyelids drooped. I think I'm gonna take a nap, he said, heading towards the den, collapsing into the nest.
Olivepaw would strut into the apprentice den, the sun beaming high. Robinpaw? She pushes a paw into the Tom. Robinpaw! She yelps, giggling. Time to get up!
The Tom made gibberish sounds that weren't quite words. Huh? 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 He gurgled out. Mom? Huh? Oh, hi, Olivepaw.
She flicked her ear to the side. Mum? She burst out laughing. You must have been having a great dream. She grins. But you can't be sleeping this late now that you're an apprentice.
How late is it? He slowly stood. Is it noon already? He tilted his head.
Noon? Did you hit your head during training? She smiled. You cute pets sure talk funny. Come on, let's get something to eat.
He shook out his mane. Oh, perfect. I'm starving, he said, slowly following the she-cat, his paws sore. His eyes lit up at the plentiful pile of juicy prey. There's so much, he said, his jaw gaped open.
She stifled a giggle, putting her paw on his jaw and slowly closing it shut. Hold your paws there, Robin Paw.
But I'm starving! I was out training all night and haven't had a scrap to eat since I was a Kittypet, he said, drooling, taking a short step forward.
The Chi glared at the two apprentices, flicking over some prey to them. Take this to the elders, then, she grumbled, flicking her tail threateningly.
Come on, Robin Paw. Let's go. I'll show you where the Elder's Den is. She waved her tail for him to follow.
He drooled over the mouse in his maw as he followed the proud Chi to the Elder's Den. He looked up, hearing the footsteps of small cats. Hello?
Hi, Robin Paw. Meet Russitburn, our cranky yet lovable elder, she chuckled. I'll leave you two to get acquainted. I need to join Moontide for herb gathering. Good luck, Robin Paw!
He waved his tail, looking into the dim tree. Hi, I'm Robin Paw, he mewed out, spitting out the mouse, now covered in drool. Oh, well, hello. I'm Russitburn, like Olivepaw said. He'd squint, picking up the small mouse in his maw. Are you here to clean as well? He smiled. Here's your mouse, your tasty looking mouse. He headed deeper into the den. Yeah, I guess so. Olivepaw just kind of left me, so I'll try my best. Okay, would you like a story while you clean? He moved out of the way, sitting down at the entrance. A story? Sure, he said as he felt around for harder moss, tearing it from the nest. Okay, he cleared his throat, starting. This is an old story of the past, a very old one, moons back, when Lapis'Star herself was an apprentice, learning under the licks of our old leader, Leopard-Star. He started. Leopard-Star was a talented, respectful, and gentle leader, but he was naive and easily convinced. One day, when training Lapis'Paw along Sunning Rocks, he spotted an injured Kittypet he tough. Most would have turned their heads, kicked them away, but not him. He stopped training with Lapis'Paw and carefully grabbed the cat, bringing them back to the clan. Many turned their head to look at the Kittypet, but Leopard-Star didn't care. He took them to the medicine cat, Darkleap. Leopard-Star asked Darkleap to help, and she did. Finally, after a while of herbs and questions, the Kittypet Lupin was all right and well, but needed rest. During his resting, him and the leader would talk sooner or later. They both formed a tight bond. Almost every cat in the clan knew of the bond the two shared. Some called it amazing or wonderful. Others called Leopard-Star dumb and idiotic for easily trusting a Kittypet, but the two didn't care. After Lupin's recovery, he trained underneath Leopard-Star with Lapis'Paw. There was another Kittypet in Thunderclan, he thought to himself. He became a warrior, along with Lapis'Paw. After moons of training, the other clanmates soon came along to like Lupin, and everything seemed so fine. Wonderful, even. He thumped his tail. But good things don't last forever. There was an attack from a group of rogues. Our clan easily took them out, but not without a cost.
Blackblizzard rose. Let me go make sure Russitburn isn't dragging our new apprentice through Rabbit Burrow.
Deputy Redpelt suffered great injuries, causing him to retire from his position.
Blackblizzard's fur rose. Russitburn, why are you telling him this story?
Alright, speaking. It's a story everyone should know, even newcomers, he grunted. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, he huffed.
Kittypet, just like him. It's dangerous to tell him what other softbellies have done to his clan, Blackblizzard sighed.
If it is such a problem, I will stop the story, he flicked his ear.
He was evil. He stole the 9 lives our leaders are promised when they vow to leave this clan. Stole the lives and left back to the soft life so he could blaze around and live forever.
His ears pinned. He did what? He said, his voice nervous. Well, yes, that is what happened, Robin Paw.
He became our leader. He only did it so he could betray this clan and steal the 9 lives all for himself. He feared death like a coward, his teeth bared.
He huffed. Blackblizzard finished his story. He licked his skin and paw a few times before turning his attention back to the two. I'm gonna do my duties. He grabbed a maw full of dirty moss, shuffling out of the den. His paws felt heavy as he walked the dark camp, looking around for a place to put the dirty moss, feeling like he didn't belong. He didn't even know where to put dirty moss.
She noticed Robin Paw moping with the dirty moss ball as she chuckled. walking up to him. Olivepaw not tell you where to put that? She teased.
He looked up at his leader, dropping the moss to speak. No. She had to help sort herbs or something, he said, shuffling his paw in the dust. If you'll point in the direction, I'll find it. I'll find where to put it.
Follow me, Robinpaw. I have something to say as well. She mewed as she walked towards the clan tunnel. You are not that Kittypet, Robinpaw, she mewed.
He kept his head low. But every cat thinks I will be. I don't want to be like him. I just want to be a part of and help the clan, not bring it down or hurt it.
That's the difference between you and Lupin. Lupin wanted to become leader. Lupin never wanted to help others. You do, Robinpaw. Now let's get rid of that moss.
He smushed the moss up against the tree, turning back to his leader. What if the clan never sees me the way you and Blackblizzard do? He shuffled with his color. What if I am just a kitty pet?
You are a Kittypet by blood, but you are a warrior at heart. She mewed as she suddenly unsheathed her claws, cutting the collar off Robinpaw's neck. And one day, you will prove that to them.
He looked down at the torn fabric that had clung to his neck for so long. Thank you, Lapis'Star. He mewed out, his voice full of emotion.
She walked out of the bush, placing down a dead robin, her claws around its neck. Are you so sure about this, Lapis'Star? Even after what happened with Lupin? She said in a threatening tone.
You dare stalk me now? She snapped at Redstorm. Lupin was born evil. That was out of my control. Yet you always blame me for it. Especially now. She spat.
Her eyes glinted with red for a moment as she stared at her former friend. I just want this clan to not repeat the same mistake twice. We are already losing territory because of him.
We're losing territory because of Lupin, not Robinpaw. You may have known about him, but leave Robinpaw alone. You are not the medicine cat. You cannot decide this cat's fate this time. You are a warrior. Know your place, she said sharply. She never used her role to threaten her clan, but she had to now.
She stared hatefully at the leader in a murderous rage. So you want this clan to fall into shambles? Fine then. Be my guest, she hissed, baring her teeth.
You can leave, she said in a cold tone, and never come into this territory again, and never speak of Thunderclan and lose Aspendew. I see everything, she spat.
She grumbled before walking past the two cats, shoving Robinpaw. I'll leave this clan when I die, she growled before walking away.
She picked up the bird as she looked at Robinpaw. Let's see if Moontide knows anything about this omen. She quickly walked back to her clan.
He stayed close to his leader's side, his tail tucked and his head low, as they headed into the dimly lit med den.
She walked in slowly. Moontide, is this a bad omen? She questioned Moontide as she dropped the bird.
His heart raced as he watched Moontide examine the bird.
Moontide looked down at the bird that had been presented to her, an ear flicking. An omen? I have not received any bad omens from StarClan, much less of a dead bird. Last night the stars did show me a robin flying, but that is far from a warning.
He stepped forward. StarClan showed you a robin? Was that about me?
It could be, the Silver She says with a chuckle. StarClan works in confusing ways, but I assure you, this robin is not an omen and most definitely not about you.
He sat down on his haunches. Thank God. I mean, thank StarClan, he purred out, proudly. He looked down at the rotting bird. Despite the grossness of it, the bird still made his mouth water. He'd forgotten with all the commotion he still hadn't eaten yet.
She nodded softly. Thanks, Mood Tide. Let's go find some real food, Robin Paw. You can finally eat now. I can see your ribs, she teased.
He jumped up. Yes! I mean, thank you, Lapis'Star. I am starved. That was the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. Make it through the door. Come on. Please. Go. Ha. On the fence. On the fence. On the... Outside! Out! He turned again. I do mind. He was my catch. I jumped down too soon.
Oh no, I died.
No! Oh no, I died.
Oh no, I don't.
I pulled a snow fur.
Oh my god.
No.
To Olivepaw to take Cole as she walked towards the rock. Oh, what's this?
Wrong way. You go over there.
Oh. It was this way.
I am not, he yelled out desperately, gasping for air under the Tom's weight.
You call me fat?
Yes. I'm not fat.